Press it.
Okay. Hi, I am Maureen Allen from Macedon Valley Farm. Today I'm going to teach you how I prepare grass-fed beef liver. So liver can be a little bit intimidating for some folks to cook. It could be a little, maybe they don't like the texture or they don't like the flavor. I used to also be intimidated by liver as well until I got my hands on some really good quality liver from our own cows and I learned how to prepare it. So you want liver from a nice grass-fed animal that's just been out on pasture eating grass. That'll give you good flavor. And you also want it to get it sliced nice and thin. So you could buy liver and slice it up yourself. You're going to want a nice thin strip, kind of like this. It's about 1/2 inch thick. You could go ahead and slice it into bite-sized pieces right now and cook those. I'm just going to slice mine as is, like a liver steak. And I'll do several of them to serve my family later on tonight. So the first thing I did when I was going to start cooking is I heated up a large cast iron skillet and I cooked about 6 slices of bacon. So you don't want to cook them over super high heat because you're going to want the bacon grease for this recipe. That's how we're going to cook the meat. I also sliced up an onion, 1 large onion into nice slices. Took about 2 tablespoons of the hot grease, and I've been caramelizing some onions on the back burner while that was going on. So I've got those onions nice and caramelized now. And I've got my hot grease ready to go. And so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to season the liver. So I'm going to just do a sprinkle of some sea salt.
What is a company sea?
And I'm going to do some fresh ground pepper. And then I like to dredge in flour before I fry. So instead of using all-purpose white flour, I like to use hazelnut flour. We can get this awesome hazelnut flour from the American Hazelnut Company. They're a local company right down the road. They use all local and organic hazelnuts and make flour and hazelnut oil. And it's a nice option if you're paleo for breading your meat. Also makes it super delicious. So adds a little extra nutrition too. So I'm just going to take my liver steak and dredge it in this hazelnut flour. And then I'm going to bring it right over here. So I've got about 1/4 inch of bacon grease in my pan, nice and hot. And I'm just going to stick this right in there. So you want to be cooking this over pretty high heat, medium high to high, because we're just going for a quick sear. So we just want to get both sides nice and brown and crispy, and the middle is going to be still a little bit pink. This will help all of you who have a little bit of like texture issues with the liver. It makes it really delicious and really nice flavor. Another wonderful thing about cooking in bacon grease is that liver is really nutritious on its own. It's full of vitamin A, folate, vitamin B12, zinc, vitamin C, lots of nutrients and minerals in there. It's really good for pregnant moms, nursing moms, growing children, for all of us. So we try to eat it about once a week. The one thing is that with a high vitamin A, in order to absorb all that vitamin A, you want to have vitamin D with it. So pigs that have been raised outside on pasture, their fat is naturally high in vitamin D. So by cooking it in the bacon grease, we get the yummy flavor of the bacon, and then we also get the added benefit of the extra vitamin D. So that should be brown on one side now. I'm going to check it. Turn up the heat so give it a nice sear. And then we're going to grab our onions and our wonderful pastured bacon. And when we serve this, I'm going to have it on the plate. I'm going to slice it up into little strips. Then I'm going to serve it on top of the onions. I'm going to crumble bacon over it. And I'm going to have a great big salad alongside this and some roasted vegetables. And I like to drizzle, squeeze lemon juice over everything and then do a drizzle of some aged balsamic vinegar over the whole dish. So we should be pretty much ready to go. I'll let that sit a minute and then I'm going to just cut it into strips, add it to my, my meal. And I'm going to serve. If you're doing multiple batches, this is a meal that's really nice to best served hot. So I have a low oven going when I cook this dish, and I just put the liver in there to stay warm until everybody's ready to eat. And then I'll put it on the plates and bring it to the table. I hope you follow along from our recipes and enjoy some liver at home with your family this week. Thank you.